Deceiving, a game that I played on a while back on this channel, but not anymore because it's dead. But why is this game dead? Is it because of the developers Sweet Bandit Studios and Tripwire Presents? Well, if you looked at the thumbnail, that kinda spoils it. So, just get to the intro already. On March 21st, 2023, Sweet Bandit Studios and Tripwire Presents created a game called Deceive for $20! Without even a proper release. They were like, hey, game. Anyway, the premise of the game is really simple. Let me explain. So this is you, a spy. You have different tools and gadgets to help you with your mission. So every spy has different abilities and gadgets and all that. And don't forget, each spy has a gun, from crossbows to snipers and even pistols. So you gotta make them to good use. Let me explain the rest. So this is Operation Diamond Spire. There are 4 maps in total, and once you start a match, your spy will disguise into a civilian, so you won't get caught by the other spies. Basically, you have to collect intel, and you can also disguise as other civilians, as if you already did that enough. So the best option is to disguise as a guard, or staff member, they're usually wearing blue or green, and collect ammo and also intel. It's best to use these goggles so you won't look so obvious while collecting intel. So now we just gotta open the staff door from afar. Once you open the door, you have to get as much intel as possible. You can also disguise as a staff member, but it's best to stay as a guard if you're already in there. There's also a first aid kit. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there are keycards to every room. There's a green keycard for the staff room, a blue keycard for the guard room, a purple keycard for the technician room, and a gold keycard for something I'll explain later in this video. So once you do that, you just gotta be careful. You should also see every single NPC's movements. So if you see someone else, you can shoot them. And there's also upgrades with that vault you just saw there. So once you get into the guard room with your blue key card, you collect more intel since you just spent all of it. So basically you just loot all of this. You can also disguise as other guards if you don't like the guard you're disguised as right now. So you can only collect 10 intel in total. And if you hold L1, you just see where every single intel is in your area. There's also a vending machine for ammo. Look, and be careful of every single NPC, because even the vending machine can be a spy, because spies can also disguise as objects. So once you get your intel, there's the technician room right here. You gotta be careful and don't look so obvious. It's best to use the goggles for it, but I'm going right here. Or any other player disable the vault my hands for this. You'll have to go into a place I will talk about later in this video, but not now because we're only 3 minutes into the video. Anyway, let's continue the yapping. So once you're in the technician room, you have to collect every key card you can see and all the intel. And if you want, you don't really need to, but if you want, you can just spend on these mini vaults right here, and you can get more upgrades for your spy for the rest of the match. So it's best to get all the intel without looking suspicious, and you also have to have the right cover for this. Like this player right here is not in the right cover. So yeah, like this is a vault terminal right here. So once you kill the player, right, any other player that's just trying to disable it, you can disable it and get their loot. So it's best to stay hidden and in the right cover for it, because if you don't, you're not gonna go far.
He has a lot of cards here.
No, it's best if you can put tripwires, so then if any other spy tries to disable the vault terminal, their cover will get blown. So you don't look so obvious while disabling it. Once you have infiltrated the guard room and looted everything in it, including the technician room, you should look for any other players or key cards, and more upgrades for the rest of the match. And they're in mini vaults, so it should be easy to spot. So once all three vault terminals are disabled, you will have to infiltrate. You're on the next phase, which is infiltration. So this mission is infiltrate the lab for Diamond Spire. It's different for every single map in the game, so yeah. But before you infiltrate the lab or any other thing, you should look for any other players, so you can either win by eliminating all the other players or by stealing something that I'll talk about later. And once you shoot someone or someone shoots you, your cover is blown, so you just gotta stay still for it to be faster. Oh, and don't forget, if anyone sees you, you can just like hide or disguise as a prop. So once all three vault terminals are disabled, you will have to infiltrate the vault. For this map hard cell, this is the vault. Now you can't just go without a disguise, but you'll get busted in about 0.2 nanoseconds, so it's best to have disguise as a guard or technician. Or a civilian that is wearing gold. Any civilian that is wearing gold is good. So we have to get in that room. Now it's best to disguise as this technician right here, so you won't get caught by any other players or any other NPCs. So once you have navigated through the tons of stairs you have to go through, you have to open this door. It's best to use the goggles for these, since it takes a long time and you won't look like an idiot trying to open the door, and you won't look so obvious. So once you get in this room, your cover will slowly drain down, and there are 3 entrances, including the one you just entered through. So you gotta be careful from any other players. And once you collect the bullseye, which is for hard cell, you gotta go to the extraction phase. Now, once you have successfully stole the bullseye, you have to get to an extraction point at a landing pad. There are like 3 or 4, and your location will get pinged, so it's best to blend in with the crowd and not be so obvious. So once you do that, your location will ping every few seconds, so be careful of that too. It's best to like move around a little bit. Oh, and once this car just drops you have to wait for the extraction point to finish. And that's how you win a match in Deceive. Now that I've explained the mission of the game, let's get back to the yapping on this downfall. The main reason why this game failed in the first place was not because of the lack of updates, it was the actual game itself. To FPS players, the marketing wasn't very good, so it wasn't really interesting to them. And for non-FPS players, the gameplay wasn't that good for them, so they didn't really want to play it. In my opinion, this game deserves more love than it deserves. Because, in my opinion, this game just created a new genre for games nowadays, which other games should take inspiration from Deceive itself. But sadly, not many people play it anymore as they used to, which sucks. Looking back on this game, I remember, while looking for games on the PlayStation Store, or stores on Xbox, or even your PC if you have one, I used to see Deceive. It was on for pre-order, and I remember it used to be so hyped, everyone was talking about it, and how it will be a really good game. It is a really good game, but it's just not getting the hype it deserves anymore, because it used to be so hyped, but now hardly anyone talks about it anymore, which is the sad part about this. Looking back on this game that I played a couple months ago was actually really fun. I remember playing it when it was first popular, and I had a lot of fun, but now I hardly hear about it anymore, which sucks. And it's because they had and if this game had a better updates, a better community, and better marketing, this would have been the game of the year for 2023. And some people still play it and try to post and try to revive it. I know, because they still love the game and trying to revive it, I know. But maybe, since these people kind of have fun with this game, maybe you will too. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. And while you're at it, can you please consider liking and subscribing, please? And don't forget the notification bell, because this video took me a long time to make. And once I get to 2,000 subscribers, I'll eat 20 boiled eggs. I'm kidding. Or am I? Maybe I will, maybe I won't.